I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
Welcome back to another Crypto Bros
And a Holly girl.
podcast number 42.
42.
Yes.
So,
That's got to mean something.
yeah, so let's just clue in everybody that's watching what the hell's been going on, because it's been a week and a half. And so we showed up last night because we were supposed to have
Holly has a guest.
Holly has a guest. We don't today. But we showed up last night to film and interview some people and to work with their schedule. We were going to do it last night, and we walked in to the studio and realized that the lights weren't working for some reason, and then realized it was 30 degrees inside the studio, and made a couple phone calls. And we've told you guys that they're tearing this place down in March, and we got to find a new place. But somebody made a phone call.
They took it too far.
They took it too far and disconnected our power service. So this morning at, I don't know, and 40 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, they got our power up and running. Yeah. So we've 42 weeks of straight continuous podcasts, and we thought maybe we weren't going to get one this week, but so we're going to be able to get one along with Holly's dog.
Yeah. I'm going to be here. You guys, hold please.
Why Holly takes care of her dog, though, just so you guys understand why Caleb and Greg are drinking hot drinks, it's still like 40 degrees in here.
Yeah.
Because we can't run the heater whenever we record the podcast because of the noise of the sound.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting in metal chairs. It's 40 degrees.
It's an adventure.
And it's an adventure because it's freezing cold. And then when we first log on with Holly, she goes, I got to turn my fan off. It's cold. And we were all like, I bet it's not 40 degrees. Can't hear you. Are you muted?
This has been a week.
It's one of those days, you guys. I am, yeah. Oh, those days. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Now I have cats meowing. Like, this is, my household is a mess right now.
Life is a mess right now. Like my basketball team lost by 30 on Wednesday.
Shut up. No way.
Yeah, we beat an undefeated team on Monday. They were like 17-0. And then we go to play a team that's 9-6 and lost by 30. So we play tomorrow for third place with a team that we should win against, but
we'll see.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what team shows up. So complete chaos all the way around. Our friends at Chaotic Exposure were having the same problems with their podcast. With Discord was acting up. So we don't know what's going to happen today.
When I get the call from Caleb last night, and he goes, "Someone stole our electric meter." It's like, oh gosh.
It's real bad.
How does that even happen?
Yeah, it actually, they didn't just, when they disconnected it, they didn't just take the electric meter, they disconnected it from the pole.
Yeah.
So there was a guy up in a bucket truck hooking up the electricity this morning, confused as all get out of who even disconnected it. So it's just been one of those days, one of those mornings. So we're gonna go and do the best we possibly can. There's crap all over the table.
Just gets worse. It just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, it just keeps piling on.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, no, I'm pretty sad that we couldn't get Revoltants on. I tried to reschedule today, and no luck. But the cool thing is they are getting listed on the SafeMoon swap.
Yeah.
And SafeMoon announced it, and then Revoltants was also on a space early today answering questions. So that's exciting. Hopefully sometime in the future we will get to talk to them. But I'm assuming they're just super busy right now. I mean, who knows the process that you have to go through with SafeMoon. So
yeah, I think maybe without us knowing it, that was probably had a big factor in of them wanting to film last night.
Yeah. So I one of the guys on the team, Working Man, and I swear I know his real name because I met him in person when I went to Utah. And I just cannot remember for the life of me because I tend to still call people by their Twitter name. It's just here for me. But he was, he was really excited to come on the podcast, and he was really like thinking, if we could have done it yesterday, they could have announced it on the podcast, and then we would have released it today. But stuff happens. It's okay. It's been announced already. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them. I hope that they hope for the best for the future for all of crypto. So launching a new project is never easy.
No, and that just with it being out on the swap, and I know they were talking about it in a space earlier today. There'll be a lot more information come out about them and what they're doing. Do you know if there's a date been announced of when it's going to go live?
No. So
Okay.
on that space I was on, that was a question that was asked, and they got hit with the NDA. So that might be more of a SafeMoon thing. They might, they probably do have a date, but SafeMoon wants to make sure that everything is in place before launching a project. So I'm sure we'll, well, what is happening?
I don't know. Our tech guy is failing us.
Hold on one second. Okay, we're good.
All right, we're back. Technical difficulties. I think our studio is trying to shut down before our lease is actually up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah. Well, and it might have something to do that it's 40 degrees in here.
Could be.
I mean, I was surprised you wouldn't be able to see our breath at about this time because it was cold.
Or it might have something to do with the fact that you guys still have your Christmas tree up.
Well, nobody else can see that, Holly.
I was gonna say, wait. Yeah. Secret's
Your
out
view is a
now.
lot bigger than what everybody else can see.
Yours is up.
No, mine is not up.
Ours hasn't. We put it up like 2 Septembers ago, and we have never taken it down.
Caleb won't let us.
Oh,
Yeah, Caleb said no.
I believe it. I believe it. No, I literally took my Christmas tree down 2 days after Christmas because I was like, I'm done with my cats, because they were hitting the bulbs off and they were breaking, and I was mad. So I was like, I'm done. Christmas is over. On to the next. I was over. Yeah.
I took mine down the day after Christmas because you were coming to town for New Year's Eve, and I was trying to get everything ready to go. But no, it all worked out. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about crypto. Why, since we're in the beginning of this segment, and one thing that we know is coming, we don't know when today. Quit looking at my list, Greg.
That's a big list.
Super private list.
Like, really big.
Is that SafeMoon's going to be dropping a video on Orbital Shield.
Yes.
And I saw something that came out and said we're gonna talk more about it, not less about it. Like, and I think the point was that the product has dropped, but that doesn't mean here's your product and now we're gonna go work on something else. Like, there's still an education process that's gonna come out, and which is kind of exciting because if it is one of their techs like everybody thinks it is and like they've said it is, and it's something that they sell, and part of that money goes back into the liquidity into the ecosystem, then that should help with prices in the future. So anytime they're doing that stuff is good, And along those same lines, we're seeing green candles still. Now, are we starting a bull market? I don't think so.
Mini bull.
I don't think so either. Like, I see so many conflicting opinions though, right? Like, some people are like, and it's not just, the average investor. These are people who've been in the crypto world for a long time saying, hey, it might be earlier than we expected, but I just don't see it.
No.
Yeah, I saw an article this morning, as a matter of fact, that they were talking about that due to some trends, and I won't get into all the technical stuff, that they expect a spike today. So what's that look like? Is that a 5% spike? Is that going to be like 15% spike?
Tell me.
You elaborate.
Oh, you guys, but when we know for sure that the bull market is here, you will see everybody switch their attitude to positive and fun, and I cannot wait because back the last bull run, it was so fun. Like, everybody's moods was just up and like, we're gonna make it. I'm just so excited for that. So as much as I don't think it is, I feel like we're in some kind of like bull trap kind of situation right now. It would be amazing if it happened. I mean, if I was wrong, I will say, oh, I was wrong. And I'm okay with being wrong about this.
Absolutely,
All right.
because my wallet will be all right.
Let's speak it into existence.
Exactly.
Let's speak it
Yeah.
into existence, and Caleb
Some
will
of
get
those,
happier.
yeah, some of my altcoins, I really, the blue chip coins that have been less than, they've just kind of been very
Yeah.
sideways. I'm excited for those because I have been stocking up, like Cardano, XRP. When is XRP gonna? When are we gonna find out more information about XRP? Because I haven't heard anything
In
in
a
a
while.
while.
And I
Yeah.
think that's probably because I feel like that's the longer it goes, the better news that is for XRP. That's just my thought process on it, because I think the SEC, if they had them, they would have already announced it. And I think
Yeah.
right now they're in the process of saving as much face as they possibly can before they come out with a ruling. That's just my opinion. But I'm with you. I'm not thankful for the bear market, but it has also allowed us to see a lot of people's true colors, which
Yeah.
I'm good with too.
I am too.
You know,
Yep.
everybody is in real life too, not just Twitter world, but in real life, it's real easy to be people's friends when everything's going perfect, right? It's real good to be a good person, but when things go sour, that's when you kind of find out who the good people really are.
Yeah,
Friends
yeah.
are.
Yeah, when you go through trials and tribulations, you see how somebody actually reacts to that. That is their true self, right?
Yeah.
Like if that can bring that side of you out that is less than positive, I mean, it's totally bashing people, then you know who they are. And I feel like this bear market has really shown me personally who is actually your friend. And I'm not saying, regardless of what crypto you hold,
Right.
that to me is so irrelevant at this point. It's who you are as a person when things go wrong.
Yeah.
And holy crap, some people that I would have never guessed that I had a close relationship with totally went south. And if it's not the bear market that did it, then that's just the person you are. And we don't see eye to eye, so we probably shouldn't be friends. So yeah, it's been quite a ride. I am ready for it to turn around, but I've learned who to stay away from regardless what kind of market we're in.
Exactly. And speaking of that, like BBTF, their charts are looking better. They're on the rebound, and I'm seeing more people start tweeting about them again. But besides that green candle and the fact, I guess they got their Grove reflections out,
Yes.
nothing's really changed. Like there isn't like all this new stuff coming out that should make people super excited. But the fact that the price has changed a lot of people's moods, which I'm glad. I don't want people to be down and gloomy
Yeah.
but let's just be kind to each other no matter what's going on.
Right.
Right?
That's the way I am. I don't care, bear, bull, whatever.
Right. And Caleb
the
and I
same
are going to
person.
treat you like ass, whether or not it's a good day or a bad day. So,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
WPG.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like seriously, like, yeah, don't
the
change.
Whipping Boy Greg, it came out full effect right before this thing started taping. For the four of us got the entertainment out of it, but we probably won't share that with the world.
Right.
But
Family.
Holly, that's really honestly a lot of what we were going to talk about when it comes to crypto and things like that. But explain to everybody the story behind the shirt.
So you guys, I think it's on. You know what? My bio actually says every day's a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually got this shirt from my mom. And I was super excited about it because I think it's it's just me. It was just happy and me. And I asked my mom where she got it because I wanted to see if they had other colors. Because it's a shirt I'd probably wear every day if I had, 5 different shirts for each day of the week. Well, 7, I guess, because we'll include Saturday and Sunday.
It's just math.
Yeah.
Well,
Right. So I asked my mom where she got my shirt, and she said, well, and if you knew my mom, you'd understand why this is so off the wall, because my mom is just very proper. Her and I are complete opposites. I kind of say it how it is, and I'm just kind of rougher around the edges than my mom is. And so she goes, well, I was watching this show with Holly Madison, and she was in the Playboy Mansion, and she was wearing that shirt.
Oh.
And so she's like, so I Googled it, and I found it on her website. So I looked on the Playboy. Yeah, she's a Playboy bunny. Holly Madison, actually once married to Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's the last show I would ever expect my mom to be watching. So the fact that she was watching the show and was like, oh, I love her shirt. Yeah, that was pretty awesome. So,
But that show has been off the air for a long time.
yeah, I've had this shirt for, gosh, I would say probably about 10 years now.
Okay, yeah. But you know, that show is funny you bring that up. There was a lot of people I would have never guessed that really got into that show.
I cannot.
What was the name of it?
Remember,
Girls Next Door or something like
Girls-
that?
Oh, is that
The
it?
Girls Next Door.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Girls Next
So
Door.
you're a fan, Josh?
My ex-wife loved that show.
Really?
Which is really weird in itself. I'm not going to go into why, but it's just really weird. And
Yeah.
like our grandmother watched that show, and it was just funny to me. Like, and she would always give me like the education on Hugh Hefner. Well, he wasn't always like that. He was a sophisticated businessman
Sure.
and just had a club in Chicago. and-
Grandma, justify it any way you need to.
and our grandparents were from Chicago and had some ties and some things that were going on in Chicago. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
But so they were into that sort of, you know, everybody's prim and proper. You go to the club, you know, you have your drinks, smoke your cigarettes, you know, all that, you know, high and whatever you want to call it.
Mighty.
Meh. But prim and
Just
proper.
high.
There you go. Prim and proper.
Prim and proper.
So she like was in love with that show. So it was funny. But I don't know what any of those people are doing anymore. That was 10 years ago. Are they still alive? I mean, Hugh Hefner died, right?
Yeah, he passed.
The other ones are probably still alive.
A few years ago. Well, maybe it's been even longer than that. Like he passed a while ago, but you got to give it to him. He had some of the prettiest wives out there, right? So
Yeah, but I think that shows you that looks may not be all of it. Because none of his marriages worked.
no, I mean, me personally, I don't think that regardless of how much money he had or the lifestyle, I wouldn't marry him. He's old.
Yeah.
Like, that's too, I mean, nothing against old people, but it's just not for me.
Why do I feel like you're looking at me when you say that?
No, I just, there's,
Like,
wow.
heart.
Yeah, no, not me, but you know, more power to the people who, you know,
Yeah.
want an old man or an old woman. I don't care.
So Holly, let me ask you a question. Since we don't have a guest today, and you got to do something pretty cool last week, so you got to be on. That's not on the list, Greg.
I know. I just wanted to see your list.
I've got a question too.
Last year
I like your
or
handwriting.
last week, I've had to throw that away because I don't remember why. But anyways, you were on a
old.
different podcast.
I was.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh my gosh, it was as easy as our podcasts are now. Just because it's like I don't know, the Chaotic Exposure team is like family.
They really are.
And it's just
Except Neil.
Whiskey, like, you know, there's something about Whiskey that I feel like I can relate to her, but I also appreciate her bruntness, I guess. Like, she has no filter, and you know, I strive to be like that, but unfortunately I have a really hard time because I hate conflict. Whereas Whiskey's like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to tell you how it is. And I just love that about her. It's one of my favorite things. And then, you know, of course, me and Neil have been friends since the beginning of my crypto Twitter. And so, you know, he's just always made him and my relationship has always been great. I've never come across Neil to be anything but a great person. And then Dragon, I don't know him well. I'm starting to get to know him and understand him a little, and he's funny. He's really, really funny.
He's like Caleb.
Yeah. And I don't think he realized that the whole time during our podcast, he was frozen. Like, He was in one the entire time, and I mean, it wasn't the greatest. Like, look to be frozen in. I can say that because so many times that's happened to me.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
You're the queen of Frozen.
Right.
Into
And
the
so
blockchain.
I just thought it was funny, but I didn't point it out to him or anything because, we were just talking and it's voice anyway. So nobody could really see that he was frozen. But the entire time I was like, he probably has no idea.
Yeah, no, they are great people, and we try to support them anywhere we possibly can. And I actually had somebody DM me, and I won't mention their name, and just said, "Why do you guys talk about them so much? That's like your competition." And it's like, no.
How?
Well, that's what, because I think just because they're both podcasts, but we're all about people coming up with their own thing.
I have a really hard time with any comparison to anything, whether it's podcasts, whether it's a crypto business, whether it's this science that I'm drinking. How many energy companies have energy drinks? Like,
Right.
how many companies have their own energy drink? And it's just by preference. So people are going to go towards what they want to. How many podcasts do you listen to in a day? One? Probably not. Probably several. So I hate that. Like, people do think and look at them as our competition because they're not.
Right.
I
No,
don't feel
they're
we
our
have
friends.
competition with anybody. We are just us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And this is what we like to do. And if that's something that interests you, great. Do it. Try it because it's actually fun.
Yeah, just
And
be
I
original with it.
Right.
Yeah, bring your own ideas to it and do your own thing. I mean, in this day and age that we live in, we're lucky to be able to be as creative as we are. 20 years ago, you wouldn't have an outlet for that. So we wish them the best of luck. And I know there's some future collab things that we'll probably end up doing with them that'll be a ton of fun. As a matter of fact, somewhere down the road, Dragon's going to be on the podcast. And I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but because what you said, she's gone. What she said about all those three is spot on. But there's one of those team members I just like to give a hard time to. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'm just going to keep
he
giving him
knows.
a hard time.
Or she knows.
He knows what
One
he
of the
did.
two.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
or she, who knows?
Yeah.
But
They
yeah,
know.
and I think at some point each of us as individuals are going to be on their podcast, and then I know down the road we're going to have all of them on our podcast, and that should be a blast. So,
Is that going to be a live one, or do we know yet?
probably not because YouTube's not cool,
It's gonna be like
and what
it's
we're
gonna be like
trying
the
to
Brady
accomplish
Bunch.
live broadcasts don't help us.
True.
So we found that out the hard way with the New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
We told everybody, we've been open and honest with everybody, is that we want to monetize because we want to be able to do giveaways and stuff. And our 6.5 hour live podcast didn't even go towards that.
No.
Anybody that watched it after the fact, it helped, but all the people that watched it live with us and interacted with us didn't help towards that goal. So
But it made it
we'll
fun.
get there.
But Unicorn
it
got
was a blast.
smashed.
Yeah.
So,
What's that?
but the Unicorn got smashed with a hammer. So.
That was fun. I don't know how many people actually got to see that.
That was awesome.
I should cut that out and just make it its own short. But then I'd have to download a 6-hour file.
I know, right?
It was
There's a Spotify version of that too.
Yeah.
That's what's funny.
Hey,
Yeah.
Holly, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Does Tequila Holly play video games?
Oh, I know where this is going.
Taylor Holly's never actually tried, but that sounds like a disaster. Because, I mean, if it just depends on who I'm playing with. It would be a lot of fun if I was playing with like people that,
What game would you play?
aren't gonna piss me off.
Yeah.
Fortnite. I would play Fortnite.
what
But
about-
if you were drinking tequila, you would play that?
Yeah, why not? Because then you get like, sometimes you go in random and get like some weird people who just talk crap, and it's kind of fun.
If they speak English.
Well.
I've been paired up with people before that didn't speak English, and I was like,
Oh my
he's always
gosh.
running off over here, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. Like,
So the craziest thing is I have met so many people through Fortnite, mainly kids who I feel like I'm like the mom of them, and they always always like send me invites to play with them, which is so crazy because they're young. Like one of the little girls that I play with, she is 7 years old and she is amazing, but she has the worst mouth on her.
I was gonna say that. Usually the little kids.
You know, and so when she plays with me, I do say, don't say that, you know, not like that. But yeah, no, I have so much fun with the random people.
Yeah, well, you and I actually got to play for a little bit the other day. So we're gonna figure out a time where we can get on there and record that and get that on our YouTube channel. So because when you got on there, I literally was getting ready to go to the basketball game that we got destroyed in, but so that'll be a lot of fun. But so finish your.
There's more to why we ask. About Tequila Holly.
Well,
we noticed. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead, because I don't know the name of it. Doom?
Oh, we noticed you had Doom Eternal.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation. Okay.
Yeah.
We thought that was Tequila Holly. When she's drinking, she gets all...
Just like chainsawing people.
All kinds of games. I just... Fortnite is my favorite, and the reason why is because I get to play with other people. Like, you know, and against actual real people and stuff. I just really like it. I like the interaction. But yeah, no, I have all kinds. I have The Last of Us is
That's
on there.
That's a great one.
Love it. And then Horizon Zero Dawn is another one that I just love. Like the first, what do they call them? I don't know. The first part, just the first
game? One. I mean, the first one, number one.
Was my favorite. The second one came out, and I was like, all right. But yeah, no, people think it's crazy, but I love to play video games. It's fun for me. So yeah, no, maybe I should do that one with Doom.
Tequila bottle here, game controller here.
Doom Eternal,
aren't they making a?
I love Doom.
Oh, go ahead.
Aren't they making a TV show of The Last of Us?
Yes, they are. It's already out.
It's out.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Really?
Yeah, but I hate the fact that it's once a week because I'm a binge watcher, you guys. Like, if I really like something, I'll binge watch it. But the fact that I really like it and now I have to wait a week every episode, I'm like, oh my gosh. And so part of me just kind of wants to not watch it and then watch it all together.
Yeah.
Because I'm like that with another show, How I Met Your Father.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's really cheesy. How I Met Your Mother, I feel like is better. But How I Met Your Father is, it's just the other side of
the story.
Yeah.
The story, yeah. But it's okay.
Isn't it?
But it's another thing that I watched the first season and I didn't, it was on Hulu. Watched the first season and then I saw that they were coming out with the second season on like the 24th or something. So I was super excited. I watched and then I'm like, well, where's, episode 2? And then it's the weekly damn thing. And it's because it's on like regular, local channel.
Yeah, but think about that when we were growing up. It was like if you didn't watch the show on the Tuesday night, you didn't ever get to see the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you might see it the next summer or whatever when they did reruns, but you didn't get to see it. And somehow, some way, we remembered how that was going.
Yeah.
But I feel like Netflix and all that has reprogrammed us to where if you make me wait a week, I don't remember what happened. Yeah. I have to go back and watch the episode before.
Yeah. No, you don't remember what happened.
Second.
And then you... Oh.
Hold on 1 second. We'll be right back.
All right, so we're back. Yeah, it just is one of those deals where nothing's going our way today. 2 guys just showed up to see if they could haul this studio away and how they were going to do it. It was like, you can't have it until March 1st.
We should have just invited them onto the podcast.
Oh,
no, because actually when we opened the door, because that's what this building is kind of nondescript. And so when people like show up to it, they're like, whatever. And then they come inside, they're like, holy crap, what's going on in there? And I think that's kind of what those 2 guys were thinking. Like, why do you have these big lights and stuff?
Because it's Friday.
Yes, podcast day, duh.
Filming in progress. You guys need one have those signs.
We do.
Well,
neon
I
lights.
think
Our
probably
next
with our
studio.
luck, Holly, that one of these days we're going to be filming and a bulldozer is going to run through here.
Oh yeah, that would be. I mean,
Holy crap!
wouldn't that be
Could
so?
you
That,
imagine?
It's like
That'd be
we
pretty
all agreed March 1st. And
Yeah.
even the guy that owns the building is like, yeah, it's not till March 1st. But the people that are putting in a business here are trying to rip everything up and get a head start. It's like, guys, there's still people in this building, okay? Please do not tear it down while we're inside.
yeah, wouldn't that be something? We
But-
just get lifted up.
Yeah, so complete chaos. It is what it is. It's just been a weird week, I think, all the way around. But as a reminder, we're putting the podcast out a little bit different than we had been in the past. Like last week, we'll have this segment. Then Holativity will come out on Sunday on its own as a standalone. We'll have Caleb's Choice as a standalone on Monday. And then we'll have Truth or Dare as a standalone on Tuesday. So, guys, we hope you have a great weekend. Hopefully it's not near as chaotic where you're at as it has been around here. Hopefully it's not 40 degrees in your house like it is
It's
here.
cold.
And God bless.
Be kind.